The future doesn't happen by accident. It's built, carefully, responsibly, and far from the noise of the outside world. On Ibis Island, our scientists work where distractions can't reach them, where innovation has the space it needs to breathe. Third Energy represents a breakthrough in clean, limitless power, a safer alternative for a world that's running out of options. Here, teams operate around the clock, monitoring, calibrating, safeguarding every variable. Because progress doesn't sleep, and neither do the people who protect it. Ibis Island Research Facility, secured, isolated, controlled. No matter what era you come from, the future begins here.
Welcome back, Drifters. We often think of disaster as a loud, sudden thing, but usually, it's a whisper. It's the silence of a hallway that should be busy. It's the quiet office and a pen stroke on a clipboard. A routine check on a pressure valve. A night shift guard drinking cold coffee. Or a team of scientists convinced that their ambition is safer than their reality. Before the name Ibis Island was a name whispered in classified meetings, it was a miracle of progress, a place where policy was written to hold back the impossible. This transmission takes place in that narrow moment, just before reality quietly loses its balance. It's the sound of a system failing, and the voices of those who are never told that the predator was already in the room. If you enjoy these journeys into hidden corners of familiar worlds, a like and subscribe truly help keep the channel alive. And if you'd like to see more of what we've unearthed, the links in the description are always open. Your support is what keeps the lights on in the archive. Now, turn off the lights and settle in. The transmission starts now. Security log. Date, classified. Time, classified. Location, classified. Officer Michael Graves reporting. Usually the night shift on the island's a ghost story. Miles of clean steel, humming cooling fans, researchers walking the hall like zombies, looking for caffeine. But tonight the air feels different. It's got a charge to it. The Third Energy Core is sitting down there in the dark. They're going to wake it up for a scheduled activation window. Dr. Kirk has been in the sublevels for almost 72 hours straight. The man's a ghost, but he's a genius. He built a cathedral of power out here in the middle of nowhere, and I'm the one with the keys to the front door. I don't pretend to understand the physics. To me, Third Energy is just a high-priority asset on a balance sheet that needs protecting. Kirk wants his revolution, and the brass wants their results. My job is simpler. Keep the sensors green, control teams moving, and any riffraff from getting curious. I've done security in a lot of cities. Some where the air smells like wet asphalt and bad decisions. Here it just smells like ozone and money. I don't need to believe in the science to see that things are running smooth. All sectors reporting green. No red flags, no hiccups. Just a lot of expensive hardware waiting for a button to be pushed. Let's keep it that way. Graves out, switching to sector monitors.
Central, this is Foster down in the power room. You got a second, Mike, or busy watching the clock?
Go ahead, Foster, but if you're calling to complain about the coffee machine in the break room again, I'm gonna put you on hold.
No. Though, for the record, that thing still tastes like battery acid. Listen, I'm just calling to confirm the draw for Phase 1. Core activation just clocked in on the dot on my terminal. Standing by the primary capacitor bank now. Everything's spooling up exactly as the white coats predicted. Better, actually.
Yeah, I'm looking at the relay feed on my side. Everything's showing flatline in the green. You know, Dr. Kirk's been obsessing over the scale the last few months, so I'd hope the hardware's behaving. How are those turbines holding up? They were pretty loud last week during the pretest.
Smooth as can be, Mike. We swapped out the dampeners in Sector B during the earlier maintenance window. Made all the difference. I'm sitting about 5 feet from the main housing and I can barely feel the floor vibrate. It's actually a little surreal. You'd think a facility pulling this much juice would be rattling the teeth out of my head, but it's just quiet.
That's what billions in private funding gets you, Foster. You get a revolution that doesn't make any racket. Any variance in the other subgrids? Want to make sure the surge doesn't trip up the environmental controls in medical again. Doctors up there get twitchy if the AC even drops for a minute.
Yeah, checked it 5 minutes ago. No fluctuations. Load balancing being handled by AI. It's compensating for the drop perfectly, and I've got enough spare capacity down here to power a small city and still have enough left over to toast a bagel. I'm going to do one more walkthrough of the relay stations. Check the seals on the cooling lines, and I'm going to head to the lounge. Unless you've got a patrol you need my help on.
Negative. Patrol Team 1 just finished their sweep. They didn't report any obstructions. Just keep your radio on and key to the right frequency. If Kirk decides to push the scale for Phase 2 tonight, I'm going to need you to head back at the heat sinks, just to be safe. But for now, enjoy the peace and quiet.
Copy that, Central. I'll be within earshot, so. Foster out.
Textbook. That's the word for tonight. It's funny, you spend 10 years in security and develop this itch. You start waiting for the other shoe to drop. You expect something to happen, a pipe to burst, sensor to fail, or some overtired intern to trip a silent alarm, but this island, it's different. It's honestly been like a well-oiled machine. Log entry classified. Third energy core activation successfully initiated at the proper window. Power draw stabilized at baseline. All secondary systems, cooling, life support, containment, reporting 100% efficiency. Maintenance tech Foster has confirmed turbine stability in the power room. Side note, facility morale's been high. Shifts proceeding without incident. No red flags, no hiccups. Just progress. Nights like this make me glad I took the contract. No drama, no mess, just a clean environment where things actually work. Command, Michael Graves out, switching the feed to Medical Pavilion, just to see if they're actually working up there. Security to Medical Pavilion. Dr. Robinson, are you on the line?
Yes. Hello, Mr. Graves. I was just finishing up my charts and double-checking some of the overnight vitals. Is there a problem? I haven't seen any alerts on my terminal.
No problems, Doctor. Just doing my rounds on comms. We're still in the Phase 1 activation window, so I'm checking the status of all the high occupancy sectors. How's everything holding up on your floor? Any flickering lights or climate control dips?
None at all. The power transition was seamless. If I hadn't seen the notification on the internal network, I wouldn't have even known the core was active. The air scrubbers are running at full capacity, and the refrigeration units for the samples holding steady at exactly 4 degrees Celsius. It's really quite peaceful up here tonight. Usually the hum from the old generators would give me a headache by now, but it's great.
Good to hear. I know how concerned you guys get about third energy draw affecting your equipment sensitivity. Talked to Foster earlier, and he reported load balancing's working perfectly, so you shouldn't have any interference with your scans or your delicate cultures in any of your labs.
That's a relief. We're running a stability study tonight. Requires absolute environmental consistency. By the way, Mike, since I have you, I noticed that the card reader on the level 2 supply closet was lagging a bit this afternoon. It took me 2 swipes to register my badge. Is that something your team can take a look at, or do I need to submit a maintenance ticket?
I'll run a remote diagnostic on the lock from here, but probably just a dirty sensor. I'll send a note to maintenance. They can just have someone wipe it down, probably in the morning shift. No need for a formal ticket unless it stops responding entirely. You got anything else on your end?
No, that should be all. We're just staying on standby in case anyone from the reactor floor gets a bit too much ozone exposure, That's what Dr. Kirk calls it, but so far, just a really quiet night.
That's the goal, Doctor. Let's keep it that way. Graves, security room, out. A lagging card reader. Highlight of the night from the medical pavilion. Sarah Robinson's a good doctor, but she worries about those samples like they're her own kids. I guess when you're dealing with the kind of budgets we do on the island, you get protective. Everything's got to be perfect. Every swipe, every degree, every breath of filtered air. Log entry classified. Routine check-in with medical pavilion complete. Dr. Sarah Robinson confirms all life support and specialized research equipment's operating within normal parameters. Reported a minor hardware lag on a level 2 card reader. I'll assign it to morning maintenance for a non-urgent cleaning. You know, people think security's all about chasing down intruders or shouting into radios. On a night like this, it's about card readers. It's about refrigeration units. It's about making sure Dr. Robinson doesn't have to worry about a thing so she can focus on whatever miracle they're cooking up in those labs. But the core's humming, doctors are charting, and the island's holding its breath. It's the kind of order you can only find in a place this isolated. No city noise, no traffic, no surprises. Command, Graves out. Let's see what the patrol teams are finding in the research wing. Patrol Team 1, Security Control. Cooper, give me a status update. You make it to the research wing yet?
Copy that, Control. We're passing through the junction now. Always clear. Quiet enough to hear the dust settling up here. Honestly, Mike, I think the researchers are more tired than we are. I haven't seen a soul since we passed the lounge.
Yeah, that's because they're all glued to their terminals watching core telemetry. They've got their first phase active, so keep your eyes open. I don't want any excited scientists wandering into restricted zones because they're looking for a better view of the reactor.
Understood. We're checking the manual seals on the heavy pressure doors now. Seals are tight, no light leaks, no pressure variance. Textbook night. Tell me you got something more interesting for us to do than check door locks.
In this facility, boring is exactly what we're paid for, Cooper. I'd rather you stay bored than have to file a report because a cooling pipe burst or a key card reader lags out. Just finish the loop through the lecture hall, head back to the security substation for your break.
Copy. We'll do a final sweep of the library wing on our way back. If it stays this quiet, I might actually get some reading done tonight. Cooper out.
Cooper's a good security officer, but he's bored. He just wants something to happen so he can say he handled it. He'll learn. After years of doing this, you start to crave the nights where nothing happens. You learn to appreciate a door that stays locked and a hallway that stays empty. Log entry, classified. Patrol Team 1 confirms all research wing sectors secure. North Corridor junction seals verified. No unauthorized personnel movements detected. All internal security protocols being maintained. Everything is exactly where it's supposed to be. Dr. Kirk's in his lab, the core is steady. I've got my patrol teams doing circles in the dark. Clean machine. A perfect multi-billion-dollar clean machine. Maybe I'll get to have a cup of coffee and enjoy it while it's still hot. Security control. Graves out. Security to landing port. Williams, you awake down there? I see some activity on the bay doors on my monitor.
I'm awake, Graves. Relax. We're just doing a pressurized seal test on Hangar 2. With a third energy activation tonight, Kirk wants the transport subs on hot standby, just in case the core needs a specialized part from the mainland. You know how he gets.
I do. He wants a backup for his backup. How's the weather looking for you? My sensors show a bit of localized fog rolling in from the north.
Standard Ibis soup. It's thick out there, but nothing we can't handle. The automated guidance systems are green. Landing pads are clear. We've got a cargo chopper scheduled for an 0400 arrival, so I'm having the boys double check the hydraulic lifts now. Everything's running smooth.
Good. We don't want any surprises when that chopper arrives. We've got enough going on the reactor floor tonight. Just keep the bay doors locked down until the open window. Kirk's orders. Nothing in or out during the primary activation cycle.
Yeah, copy that. We're locked tight. I'm gonna go grab a smoke in the pressurized lounge. Give me a shout if the big machine starts making any weird noises, huh?
Well, if it starts making any noise, Williams, you'll be the first to feel it. Graves out. Williams has been on this rock longer than I have. He's seen 3 different research teams come and go. To him, tonight's just another Tuesday, but with better lighting. Log entry, classified. Hangar and landing port report 100% readiness. Pressurized seal test on Hangar 2 successful. Surface conditions, foggy, little rain, limited visibility, but within automated landing parameters. No unauthorized departures or arrivals. It's strange. You put enough smart people and enough money in one place and the world starts to feel small, controllable. Williams has his hangar, Robinson has her lab, and I've got my monitors. We're all just parts of a clock that hasn't missed a second yet. I think I'm going to do one more sweep of the sub-level cameras. Kirk's lab is the only place I can't see into, but can at least make sure the hallways outside of it stay empty. Graves out. Substation B, security control. Hey, Stevens, I hope that noise I'm hearing on the open mic is a training video, not a video game.
No, sir. Just calibrating the audio on the emergency broadcast system. Making sure the signal is crisp for the announcement later.
Hey, save it, man. I don't care what you do to stay awake as long as your eyes are on the monitors. What's going on in the West Wing staff elevators? Saw a maintenance icon pop up on the board a little while ago.
Oh, that? Just elevator 3. The weight sensor's acting up again. It keeps thinking there's a ghost load on the car, even when it's empty. I've got it locked out and parked on the ground floor for now. No big deal. Researchers are just using the stairs of the main lift. Honestly, sir, the only thing moving in the West Wing is the air conditioning.
All right, copy that. I'll just add it to the morning log. You have any foot traffic in the admin hall? I had a report earlier for a lost ID badge. It belonged to Dr. Kirk's assistant.
Dead quiet, sir. I did a sweep 10 minutes ago. I found a coffee thermos in the break room, but no ID badges. Though, I did see a tech fumbling with one of those new DDK code scramblers on the door to the library. Apparently the H and N disks were acting up again. I told him security doesn't handle puzzles. We just handle people. He didn't look amused.
Yeah. That's Kirk's new encryption toy. It's a headache for everybody. Just keep the hall clear, Stevens. If the ghost load on the elevator starts moving on its own, then that's when you let me know.
You got it, sir. Stevens out.
Log entry, classified. Security Substation B reports minor hardware malfunction on West Wing Elevator 3. Weight sensor error. Units grounded and locked out of service. No security breaches. No unauthorized personnel reported in the admin sector. Ghost load in the elevator. A disk key error. Little things to keep you sharp when the big things are going too well. You start looking for cracks because, they're there somewhere. No facility's perfect. Not even one built like this. Not even one built by a genius like Kirk. But as far as nights go, I've had much worse. At least the air is cool and the coffee's drinkable. Graves out. Main office, this is security control. Do you have a minute? I'm looking at the energy distribution logs for phase 1. I was hoping I could get the layman's version from the man who helped write the manual.
Officer Graves, I was wondering when you'd call. Most of your security detail just stares at blinking lights until their eyes cross. What can I clarify for you? The math or the miracle?
Well, let's stick to the miracle, Doctor. To a guy like me, it looks like a massive battery. But Kirk's internal memos keep talking about spatial temporal reconstruction. So, what are we doing tonight exactly besides keeping the lights on?
A battery? Ha! That's like calling the sun a candle. Third energy isn't just power, it's the ultimate energy source. We aren't burning fuel or splitting atoms, we're quite literally pulling energy from the air around us. To put it simply, we are creating a localized field that reconstructs the energy inherent in space and time. It's clean, it's infinite, and once we stabilize the output, well, the world never has to worry about a blackout again.
Infinite energy sounds like a dream, but I've seen the containment specs, Doctor. Those lead-lined walls in the sublevel, they're not there for a dream. So what's the catch?
The catch is just physics. When you pull that much power out of the vacuum, you create distortions. Think of it like a whirlpool in a stream. The water is the energy, but the whirlpool is the side effect. Dr. Kirk calls it overloading. If the core pulls too hard, the space-time around it can become thin, brittle. That's why we have the stabilizer units. As long as those stay green, the whirlpool stays contained.
Yeah, and if they don't? What happens if the whirlpool gets too big?
Well, then we get what we'd call a spillage. But don't worry your head about it. We've accounted for every variable. Tonight is not about risks, it's about proof. We're showing the world that third energy is the only path forward. It's perfectly safe, perfectly efficient, and perfectly controlled. Dr. Kirk is a perfectionist after all.
Yeah, I've noticed. Well, I'll let you get back to your charts, Doctor. I just wanted to know what I was guarding.
Guarding the future, officer. Try not to blink. Wayland out.
The future. Wayland makes it sound like we're opening a gift on Christmas morning. Log entry, classified. Routine consultation with senior researcher Edward Wayland. Third energy phase 1 output stable. Dr. Wayland confirms that spatial temporal stabilizers are operating at peak efficiency. No risk of overload or spillage at this time. You know, I don't care how much infinite energy we're pulling out of the air. If it makes the air brittle, I want a thicker wall between me and it. But Wayland's been at it for 20 years, so I guess if he's not sweating, maybe I shouldn't be either. I'll keep my eyes on the stabilizer and my hands on my coffee. Graves out.
Security? Graves, are you there? Listen, I think you better check my permissions on the terminal. Did you remote start elevator 3 from your console? Because the bypass light just went red on my end.
Negative, Stevens. I've got the lockout confirmed on my board. The car's grounded. I'm looking at the relay and, actually, hold on a second, you're right. It is moving. Just bypass the ground floor and heading to the sub-levels. Did a researcher override it with a level A key?
No way. I'm holding the physical bypass key in my hand. I'm standing right in front of the shaft doors and I can hear cables screaming. It's moving on its own. And the weight sensor just spiked. It's reporting a 300-pound load in the car. But I'm looking at the internal car cam on my tablet and the car is, well, it's empty. Mostly.
Yeah, define mostly, Stevens. We're on a recorded line, so use your words. Is there a person in the car or not?
Well, it's hard to describe. There's a distortion in the corner. Almost like the air is thick with oil or smoke, but it's not moving. The camera feed is tearing right into the center of the car. Just a big blur of static right where a person would be standing. And there's this sound coming through the car's intercom. A sort of rhythmic clicking, like a bird or like a radiator cooling down. Wait a minute. The car, it just stopped on my floor. Didn't even slow down. Just kind of slammed into the level locks. The doors are opening.
Stevens, just stay back from the car. I'm going to try to pull the hallway feed. Got nothing but digital artifacts on the substation B camera. What exactly do you see? Talk to me.
Well, the doors are stuck halfway. They're cycling. Open, shut. Open and shut. The car's empty. Completely empty. But the floor, it's covered in some kind of fluid. And there's like a smell. Almost like a stagnant swamp or old meat. Hey, I think I heard something in the maintenance vent, too, above the car. Something fast. Moving through the tin.
Listen to me, Stevens. It's probably a burst hydraulic line. Pressure from the core activation tonight's probably stressing the old plumbing in the west wing. That fluid's probably mineral oil mixed with dust.
Right. Yeah. Hydraulic fluid. That makes sense. I'll hit the stop. I'm gonna go get a mop from the closet and just put up a caution sign. I don't want anyone slipping on this gunk if they come down for the morning shift.
I'll send Foster up to check on the vents once he's done with his sweep of the power room. For now, just pull the emergency stop on the car manually. Reach in, hit the red, lock it down. And Stevens, take a breath. Don't let the night shift run your imagination.
Stevens out.
Plumbing. It's always the plumbing. You know, Kirk spends $1 billion on a third energy reactor, but I'd bet he used the lowest bidder for the elevator hydraulics. Log entry, classified. Technical anomaly reported in West Wing Elevator 3. Unit bypassed manual lockout and transition to Substation B. Internal sensors report weight variance despite empty car. Likely hydraulic fluid leak or pressure sensor malfunction. Officer Stevens is securing the area. I did say he heard clicking, though. I'm working high security long enough to know that ghosts usually have a rational explanation. Faulty wire, a pressure leak, an overworked guard. But that smell, Stevens is a lot of things, but he's been on the island long enough to know what a hydraulic leak smells like. Swamp water doesn't fit the maintenance manual. Anyway, everything else is green. Medical's quiet. Hangar secure. It's only one glitch. A weird elevator on a night full of high voltage tests. Overthinking it. I've been sitting in this chair and staring at these screens too long. Command, Graves out. Power room, central security. Foster, I'm looking at your thermal sensors. You've got a localized heat spike, sublevel 3, near the primary cooling intake. Is that a leak? Or are you pushing the output again?
Hey, Mike. Just about to call you. I'm looking at the intake manifold right now. There's no leak, no steam, no fluid, nothing. But the air right in front of the vent is vibrating. It looks like the heat haze you see on a desert road, but it's freezing cold in here.
Freezing? Foster, the sensor says it's nearly 100 degrees in that pocket. Check your thermometer again.
I don't need a thermometer, Mike. I can see my own breath. I'm standing 5 feet away from the haze and my skin's crawling. And the sound? It's not the machines. It's coming from inside the distortion. Sounds like scratching, like someone's taken a nail to one of the inside of the cooling pipes.
Listen to me, Foster. I just got off with Wayland, and he told me the core can create spatial distortions if the stabilizers aren't perfectly aligned. It's a side effect of third energy. It's probably an optical illusion by the magnetic field, but try using the manual override to vent the nitrogen out of there. It should dissipate the heat pocket.
I'm trying. The manual lever's stuck. It's like the metal's fused. Wait a minute, it's not fused. It's like the lever isn't even there when I try to grab it. My hand just goes right through the handle, Mike. I can see it, but I can't touch it. What the hell's happening down here?
Foster, get back from the manifold. I want to see if we can run remote diagnostics on the stabilizer alignment. Maybe that whirlpool Wayland talked about is drifting. Just move to the observation deck and wait to hear from me. Do not, I repeat, do not try to touch that distortion again.
You don't have to tell me twice. I'm moving, but Mike, the scratching's getting louder. Sounds like something's trying to get out.
Let's hope it's just harmonics, Foster. Go to the deck. Graves out. Log entry, classified. Serious technical anomaly reported in power room sublevel 3. Maintenance tech Foster reports localized spatial distortion at cooling intake. Manual controls are unresponsive due to localized atmospheric interference. Wayland did say the air gets brittle, but he didn't say it gets not there. I'm looking at the camera feed for that sublevel, and Foster's right. The intake pipe looks like it's underwater. It's warping and shimmering and scratching. Well, audio pickup is catching scratching. That's not a vibration, that's physical impact. Something's hitting the inside of that pipe with enough force to dent reinforced steel. Where's the emergency protocol for spillage? I've got protocol for fires, floods, and bio outbreaks, but I don't have a manual for air turning into a ghost. I gotta check the research wing. If this is happening in the power room, I hope the rest of the grid doesn't start. Graves out. Control Team 1, this is Central Security. Cooper, stay on the line. I've got a massive drop in visibility on the North Corridor cameras. You see anything like a fire suppressant line tripping or... my sensors are showing a pressure drop, but I don't see smoke.
Negative. No alarms, but I don't know how to describe this. There's a fog rolling in through the vents, but it's not smoke. It's blue. A pale blue mist. It's thick, Mike. I can barely see my hands in front of my face. It's like walking through a neon cloud.
Williams reported heavy fog earlier. Is it possible the external intake fans are pulling it out of the landing port? Maybe a seal on the north wing got breached?
In the research wing? These halls are pressurized, Graves. Nothing from the outside gets in here without 3 stages of filtration. Besides, fog doesn't hum. This stuff is vibrating. Feels like static electricity. Every time I move through a patch of it, the hair on my arm stands up. And the lights? Look at the feed, Mike. Tell me you see the lights.
I see them. They're flickering in a pattern. Looks like interference. Cooper, I talked to Wayland earlier. He mentioned spatial thinning. I think you might be walking through a localized spillage. The air is literally fraying in there. Just turn around, head back to the junction, and seal the pressure doors behind you. Don't breathe any of that stuff in.
I'm trying, but the junction door is not responding to my card. The reader's dead. I swiped it 3 times. The light didn't even turn red. It's like there's no power to the locks. It's jammed. And I hear something. Past the mist. Deeper in the north wing. Sounds like someone's dragging a heavy chain across the floor. It's coming this way, but moving too fast for a person.
Listen to me, Coop. It's probably just the pipes expanding from this thermal spike. Third energy draw, it can warp infrastructure, so don't engage. Find another route. Use the service stairs near the library. Just get out of that corridor before the pressure gets any lower.
I'm heading for the service stairs. Wait, Mike, stop. Listen. You hear that? I heard something vocal. Like an animal.
Cooper, there's no animals on this island except for the ones in the lab, and those are all mice and rabbits. You're hearing the vents whistling. Just keep moving.
It's not the vents. Something just crossed the hall. I saw a shadow in the mist. It was big, long tail, moving on 2 legs. It just ducked into the library archives. I'm going to check the room. I can't leave a breach like this unverified.
Negative, Cooper. Don't enter the library. We've got multiple temporal anomalies across the facility. You're not equipped.
I'm already at the door. The DDK lock is shattered. It didn't fail, Mike. It was ripped off the wall. There's claw marks in the steel. Deep ones. And it's dark in here. There's blue mist everywhere, and it smells like a swamp. Like old blood. I've got my tactical light on, and oh, God. Graves, I found the missing ID badge. It's still attached to a lab coat, but the coat still has someone in it. Or what's left of them. It's right there in the corner by the archives. It's looking at me. It's got yellow eyes, glowing in the mist. Jesus Christ, Mike. I can't believe what I'm looking at. It's...
Cooper. Cooper, answer me. I've lost the feed. Library cameras are dark. North Wing's dark. Wasn't a pipe, wasn't a glitch. Wayland's whirlpool might not have brought back just a forest. Might have brought back the things that lived in it. What the hell did he see over there?
Central, it's Stevens. Do you copy? I'm back at the elevator. I got a mop, but I'm not sure cleaning this up is gonna do much good. The fluid is still coming out from under the elevator car. It's thick, like motor oil, but it has kind of an iridescent sheen to it, like oil slick in a swamp, and it's warm. I can see steam rising off it.
Stevens, listen to me. Forget the cleanup. Leave the mop. I need you to step back from the elevator shaft at least 20 feet. Do you copy?
Well, Mike, listen, I'm almost done. If someone slips on this...
I said leave it, Stevens. I lost contact with Cooper in the research wing. He discharged his weapon and the line went static. I've got multiple system failures cascading across the north sector, and I need you focused. That fluid? It's likely high-pressure hydraulic breach caused by the core spike. It's dangerous. Move back.
Cooper? He fired his sidearm? At what? There's nobody in that wing but researchers. Wait a second. Graves, the weight sensor on the elevator, it's not just spiking anymore. It's fluctuating. It's going from 0 to 300. Now it's back to 0. Now it's at 500. It's like something is shifting its weight inside the car. But I'm looking through the gap in the doors. There's nothing in there. It's an empty box.
It's electrical interference, Stevens. The blue mist Cooper reported, it's likely hitting the West Wing circuitry too. It's messing with the sensors. It's giving us ghost readings. Just get back to your substation desk, lock the security shutter, and keep your eyes on the hallway. I'm trying to bring the North Wing cameras back online.
I was going to move. I really was, but then that sound started. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's not a pipe whistling. It sounds like breathing. Something in the car, but it's like phasing. I can see the floorboards of the elevator bending under the weight. And whenever the weight moves, I can see fluid splashing, but the car's still empty. My eyes say one thing, but the floor says another.
Stevens, get away from that door. Now. If the space inside the car is thinning like the way Wayland described, you don't want to be standing there when the two sides catch up to each other. It's a spatial temporal distortion. It's a physics anomaly. Get back to your desk, drop the shutter, and do not look at that elevator again until I tell you.
I'm moving. I'm going back to my desk. I'm going to drop the shutters. All right, I'm behind the glass. I'm behind the reinforced shield, and I feel better. But Mike, what did Cooper see? If he was shooting, he must have seen something physical, not just shadows or mist. You don't dump a magazine into a distortion.
I don't know what he saw, Stevens. I just know he's not answering his radio anymore. Keep your sidearm ready. I'm going to try and remote purge the West Wing ventilation. If there's a biological scent or a gas leak, I want it out of there. Just stay put. Stay behind the glass.
Copy that. I'm not moving. I'm like a statue. But Mike, the breathing, it's not coming from the elevator anymore. It's coming from the ceiling. Right above the desk in the ventilation housing.
Stevens, look at your monitor. Is the grate secure?
It's bulging. Something is pushing against the steel from the inside. There's a shadow and this blue mist in the rafters. It's got... what is that? Long, hooked claws? Jesus, it's just sitting there looking down through the vents right at me.
Don't move, Stevens. Stay behind the glass. Don't draw its attention.
It's moving. Oh my God!
Stevens, talk to me. Total power failure in Sector B. I know he was behind reinforced glass. It's 4 inches thick. Shouldn't have mattered what was in the vents. Nothing should be able to reach him. Log entry. Classified. Officer Stevens. Status unknown. Possibly KIA. Security Substation B has suffered a catastrophic structural and power failure. Atmospheric distortions are now manifesting as physical predatory threats. The glass did nothing. I don't know what Cooper saw either. I don't know what the hell was in those rafters. 2 men, 2 trained officers, gone in less than 20 minutes. The future Wayland was talking about? I don't know if it's an energy source. Seems like a door. And they've left it wide open. I'm the only security officer left on the comms. I gotta talk to Sarah Robinson. Gotta find Foster. This is Command Graves. No longer monitoring. Trying to find a way to stop the spillage before it reaches out further. Graves out. Medical Pavilion, Security Office. Sarah, pick up the line.
Michael? What is it? I was just finishing up the isotope inventory.
Okay, Sarah, stop talking. Listen to me. I need you to drop whatever you're holding. Get to your observation office. Lock the secondary containment door. Don't do your charts. Don't finish anything. Just stop what you're doing. Go. Now.
Michael, you're scaring me. What's happened? I haven't heard any alarms. All the environmental sensors are still green.
The sensors don't matter. I've lost Cooper. I've lost Stevens. Both sectors are dark. There's some kind of entities in the facility. Physical breaches. I don't know how they're bypassing security measures, but they're moving through vents. And the spatial rifts they talked about, I just watched a level 4 ballistic shutter get bypassed in Substation B.
The 2 security officers? They're gone?
I'm not declaring anything yet. I just need people secure. I'm the only one left on comms. I cannot lose the medical wing. Look at the air in Lab 3. Do you see anything? Any blue mist? Any distortions in the lights?
No, it's clear. It's perfectly clear here. It's so quiet I can hear the centrifuge and the air conditioning. There's a little bit of vibration, not in the floor, in the vials. They're rattling against their metal racks. And it does smell like ozone, almost like a lightning strike.
That's it. That's the breach. Sarah, get out of the lab. Go to your office. I'm trying to remote lock the internal doors behind you. Just go.
Okay, I'm going. I'm at the door. I'm through. I'm locking it. I'm in the office. I'm safe.
Just stay away from the window. I'll come get you as soon as I can. Central Security Command, this is Graves. Please state your name.
Officer Graves, listen carefully. I'm calling on behalf of Dr. Kirk. We are currently observing telemetry from Phase 1 activation, and the doctor has decided to bypass standard emergency protocols. We are skipping the local containment phase.
Bypass? Lang, my boards are screaming. I've got atmospheric drops in research wing. Foster's reporting localized distortions in the power room. We needed to initiate a site-wide lockdown and vent the sectors.
Lockdown is insufficient. Dr. Kirk has authorized the immediate deployment of S.O.R.T, the secret operation raid team. They were briefed 10 minutes ago and are currently inbound via high-altitude transport.
S.O.R.T? Lang, that's a tactical recovery unit. We only call the cleaners when the project's deemed unrecoverable. What are you not telling me? Is there a biological leak?
The nature of the interference is classified, Michael. You don't have the clearance for the what, only the when. Dr. Kirk wants this project saved. The data, the hardware, the primary research staff are the only priorities tonight. S.O.R.T will handle the environmental variables on the ground.
Environmental variables? I've got guys out there. Guys on patrol and those variables right now. If you're bringing in a raid team, my men need to know the rules of engagement. What are we looking at?
Your men are to maintain their posts until S.O.R.T arrives to relieve them. Do not interfere with the raid team's movement. Do not, under any circumstances, attempt to access the reactor floor. Dr. Kirk was very clear on this. The mission is to salvage, not rescue. If anyone gets in the way of data recovery, they'll be handled accordingly.
handled. Lang, what the hell is that supposed to mean? We work for the same company.
We work for the project, Michael. There's a difference. Just facilitate the landing at the North Hangar. Keep the perimeter tight. I have a second line to manage. Laying out.
S.O.R.T. He's calling in S.O.R.T. Log entry, classified. Admin Hubs initiated a level 5 extraction protocol. S.O.R.T. deployment authorized by Dr. Kirk. Primary objective, asset and data salvage. Personnel safety, not a priority. Environmental variables, that's what we are now. More noise in the data that needs to be filtered out. Kirk doesn't want the facility saved, he wants files saved. And he's bringing in specialists to make sure variables don't talk. If they're bringing in a raid team, they're not coming to help. They're coming to bury evidence. And if my guys saw whatever's making that blue mist, they're the evidence. Note, Central Security is no longer acknowledging administrative hub authority. Protocol void. Corporate line just went dead. I'm going off script. Graves out. Medical, Dr. Robinson, you copy? Sarah, answer.
Mike, please stay quiet. It's right outside the door.
All right, Sarah, listen to me. I'm looking at the Sector 2 feed, mostly static, but I did see a breach in the ceiling panels. What's the status in your medical pavilion?
They're gone. My colleague, he didn't even have time. Something came out of the vent. It was too fast. It looked like a lizard, but it moved like a bird. It's eating. I can hear it through the drywall. Oh, God, it hurt me.
All right, Sarah, listen to me. There's a reinforced locker in the back of Lab 3. If you can make a break for it.
I can't. The card reader's dead. The power surge fried the locks. You told me it was a dirty sensor, but it's dead. I'm trapped in the office. Oh, God, it's clawing at the door.
Sarah, stay away from the door. I'm trying to override the lockdown from here, but I'm locked out of all the medical subgrid. Sarah? That was Lab 3. That was the perfect environment. Log entry classified. Medical pavilion compromised. Sector 2 security personnel are KIA. Dr. Sarah Robinson, unaccounted for. High probability of total casualty rate in that wing. This isn't security anymore. It's a slaughterhouse. And I'm just watching the cameras. Still at my station. God help us. Lang, if you're calling about the landing pad...
Forget the landing pad, Michael. I need you to pull up the feed for Sector 4 Exterior Plaza, Camera 12. Immediately.
Sector 4? It's an open-air transit zone. Why am I looking at the courtyard?
Because Dr. Kirk just bolted out of the secondary lab. He wouldn't listen to me. He said the stabilization data was being broadcast to a localized receiver in the plaza, and he had to retrieve it manually before the rift collapsed. Do you see him?
I'm pulling it up now. Yeah, I've got him. He's by the fountain. He's hunched over a terminal. He's typing like a madman, and he looks terrified. Oh no. Lang, the air around him's glowing blue. That mist, it's everywhere.
Just keep the camera on him. If he gets the data, then the project is...
Hold on, Lang. Something's vibrating. Something huge is coming through the trees. Something giant. Lang, you're not gonna believe this. He was just attacked. Jesus, came out of the jungle. It's a goddamn dinosaur. A tyrannosaur. It just stepped over the security fence like it's a toy.
A dinosaur? Really, Michael? I knew the stress of the night shift was getting to you, but let's be professional. It's likely a localized hallucination caused by an ozone leak or maybe be a rendering glitch of the digital...
This isn't a joke, you idiot. He was just attacked by a big-ass lizard. It just bit him in half. There's nothing left of him but the terminal. I'm looking at a prehistoric predator standing in the middle of our goddamn plaza, and you're talking about digital glitches.
Michael, that's impossible. The third energy is a power source, not
It's a door, Lang, and whatever just walked through it's currently looking at the camera. Feed's gone. Just smashed the transmitter. Kirk's dead. You hear me? Your project just ate its creator.
I have to call the board. I have to...
Yeah, you do that. You let them know that their environmental variable just got a lot bigger. I'm out. Security log. Kirk's dead. Sarah's dead. Cooper and Stevens, gone. The guys in the suits are still trying to explain it on a spreadsheet. A big-ass lizard. Can't even believe I said it, but there's no other word for it. We've opened a rift to a world that ended 60 million years ago, and we're the only thing on the menu. I'm not staying here to watch the rest of the world get eaten. I gotta head for the hangar. Need to see if Williams is still alive. If he is, we're taking the transport. We're not looking back. Hangar, Williams, report. I have multiple breach alarms in Hangar 2. Is the transport secure?
Officer Graves? Mike? Don't send anyone down here. Stay away from the hangar. It's not a breach, Mike. It's a slaughterhouse.
Talk to me, Chief. What are you seeing? I have smoke on the monitors, but cameras are down. Is there a fire?
I'm in the foreman's office. I'm looking through the reinforced slit in the door. It's Norris. He was just trying to get the emergency release for the bay doors so we could get the transport out. And they came out of the containers, Mike. They didn't even make a sound until they were on him. These lean, small things. They move like birds. Like sick, giant birds.
Okay, Williams, listen to me. Can you get to the service ladder? If you can make it to the vents above your office.
I can't. I'm a mechanic, Mike. And I'm old. I don't move that well. And it wouldn't matter anyway. They're too fast. And Mike, they're not just hunting, they're playing. I watched them corner one of the guys. They didn't kill him. Not at first. One would nip at his heels. The other would chirp and push him back into the middle of the bay. They were playing with their food, Mike. Like cats with a mouse. I had to watch him scream for 3 minutes while they just took pieces of him. They wanted him to run. They wanted the chase.
Williams, I'll open the fire suppression system. I'll flood the bay with CO2. It'll blind them. You can use that brief window. You can try to get out the back exit.
It's too late for that. One of them's already looking at the door. It's tapping its claws on the metal. It knows I'm in here, Mike. It's listening to us talk. It's got yellow eyes, and it's tilting its head like it's trying to understand the radio. It's not an animal. An animal doesn't look at you like... Well, an animal doesn't look at you thinking about how you're going to taste.
All right, well, Williams, listen to me. The red lever behind your desk, it's a manual purge...
It's calling the others over. I can hear them chirping in the mist. They're all gathering outside the door. They're not even rushing. They know I'm trapped. They're just waiting for me to break. And the hinges are giving away. The door's coming off the frame, Mike. They're pulling on it. Just tell my wife I love her.
Williams, come on, man. Get out of there. Log entry. Classified. Sector 4's gone. Hangar's gone. I just listened to Williams. I listened to him being hunted. He was a mechanic. He didn't have anything on him, nothing to defend himself with, and they treated him like a toy. I'm the last active security presence in the Central Command Tower. All other units are non-responsive. The secret operation raid team, they haven't arrived. If they're coming, They're coming to a graveyard. I'm trying to pull some heavy ordnance from our emergency locker. Grenade launcher would be nice. If I'm going to make it through the research wing, I'll need some heavier equipment. But this DDK system, the digital disk key that Kirk was so proud of, it's locked me out. The encryption shifted when the reactor breached. I've got the clearance. I have the senior ID, but the machine doesn't care. It's sitting there. Access denied blinks there, while the things that killed Williams are probably halfway up the maintenance shaft by now. $1 billion in security, and I'm locked out of my own armory by a math problem that I don't have the disk to solve. Current inventory, 1 standard issue tactical shotgun, Remington 870, 12 shells, half buckshot, half slug, 1 sidearm, 2 magazines, 1 tactical flashlight with 4 hours of battery life, and a radio that only picks up the sounds of my men dying. That's it. That's the security of Ibis Island. I told Sarah the sensors were green. I told Stevens it was a hydraulic leak. I lied to them because the manual told me to. I spent my whole career trusting the system, and the system just locked the door and left me to die with a half-empty shotgun. Ever see? Always saw the same thing I'm looking at now. A dark hallway in a world that doesn't belong to us anymore. I'm leaving the tower, heading for medical. If I can't get into the armory, I'll have to make do with what I've got. If Lang, S.O.R.T, or any of the cleaners are listening to this, don't bother with the DDK codes. Just bring the napalm. Command, Officer Michael Graves, Central Security Control. Off the clock. Graves out.